So the goal of the innovation project was to get a moving vehicle to a specific spot 15 feet away from the starting line.
We were given pretty much total creative freedom. We had a whole box of things we could use. So it could cater to anyone's interest. It had like motors and it had gears, rubber bands, all sorts of things.
Initially opened it and just looked over all the stuff that was in it and picked out things that we could use, and we were still undecided of the power we wanted to use for it. So we looked at the mousetrap and all the materials that we could use for that, and then we looked at the ones for just the rubber band, and we wanted to be more efficient and use less materials and not it be as bulky. So we went with the rubber band.
Even though we had an idea already what we wanted to do, time is still a major constraint. And so we ended up splitting the car into two different pieces. We had the axles and then the main body. And we kind of split that amongst our team. That way we don't have too many people working on one thing at a time. And then once we had those two parts completed, we put them together. For better or worse, that process kind of, I wouldn't say let us down. It worked, but we ended up, when we tested it, realized that the car didn't move forward.
We tried to do what we could, sticking to some of what we originally had planned, and once we found out, okay, that didn't work, we were like, okay, well then let's try this. If that didn't work, let's try this. Sometimes it was just a matter of, okay, that didn't work, so then let's just throw some stuff together, hope it works. Eventually, yeah, it did work, but it was a lot of trial and error.
Our initial goal we set was to just get to move forward, get the A, secure that. Once we knew it would move forward, then we were able to start playing around with it, playing around with the angle of the axles, playing around with how far we would tighten the rubber band, and then from there we would test individually 4 rotations, 5 rotations, 6 rotations to see how far it would go.
For the test runs, the first run, I think we did 7 turns and we were like 3 feet off maybe. And then we did 9 just to test it. It was bending a lot, but I was like, okay, it's fine. We just gotta do it. So we let it go, and that was our winning rotation number. So
I was relieved. I think there's a video of Elaine and I freaking out when we got like about a foot away from the finish line, which was the closest of the class.
We were so excited. We were like, oh my gosh, that was so awesome. Let's go.
I really like my group. If you make an effort to be friends with the people that you're with, it's a really good time.
I definitely think the innovation project was my favorite project we did so far, because it was very, it was put in the hands of us, right? We were just given one objective, get it to this point, here's your tools, do whatever you need to do. I think as a whole, I just enjoyed the amount of projects we got. This class isn't like others where the major grades come from written tests, which no one enjoys. This came from a lot of project work and a lot of team project work, and I personally enjoy that much more.